Aaron, you want to get started?
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna share my screen here. Um, so can everyone see? Are we good? We're good. Okay.
Yep.
So good morning, everyone. We're really thrilled to have you all here today. This is exciting for me as I just started as a community and economic development director for the town of Wakefield in November, and I'm the first person in this position for the town. Before this, I worked for a nonprofit driving economic development in a region here in Massachusetts. And before that, I worked for the City of Lowell in economic development. So I'm thrilled to be here in Wakefield and hopefully help our business community flourish, especially now, given what's going on and in the future as we move past this pandemic. So this digital marketing and training grant program came to fruition by connecting with Susu and talking with the city of Lowell, who ran something similar that last summer, to really help our small business community get innovative in how they sell their services. As we all know, the way we consume has drastically changed over the last year. You know, takeout orders are the new way to dine, as well as sorry, I don't know what that happened there. To dine, as well as sharing all your stuff online. So it's drastically changed. So we're excited for this program. I just want to note before I go any further that to apply for the grant, you need to be a town of Wakefield resident. So I just wanted to put that out there, or not resident, business. I'm sorry. So the agenda, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a red line on my computer, and if you see it too, I'm not sure where that came from. But just my quick introduction, and then I'm going to pass it along to Susu Wong from Tomos 360. They are a digital marketing agency based out of Lowell, Massachusetts. She's done this work before with Lowell, who did the similar program. And so she has a great presentation today talking about creating a marketing plan and social media marketing. Some housekeeping rules. We'd love if you could abide by them, but understand if you want to keep your camera on. But just to keep some less distractions during the presentation, if you wouldn't mind keeping your cameras off and muted. And then secondly, we'd love for you to turn your cameras back on during the Q&A portion, just for more engagement. Also, if you want to ask a question during the Q&A, feel free to put it in the chat box or raise your hand, and we'll call you out so we don't have multiple people asking at once. As Susu said, this is being recorded, and we will be sending a recording after and presentations to attendees after the event. As I mentioned, I know more people have joined us. We'd love for if you could change your name to your first and last, and also put your business name as well. That would be really helpful to know who we're being joined by. And then just like I said, I'm really thrilled to be here, and I'm here to support our business community any way I can, and I hopefully you gain some knowledge today. And then last but not least, again, I hope you'll join us on February 4th. We're doing a similar program with Susu, talking about intro to website and search engine optimization. You can see a description of it here. But I think this is really important for, again, the Wakefield businesses to know that you need to attend this webinar as well to apply for the grant program. So I hope you'll join us. I can include the link in the chat box as well to register. And again, I just would recommend the businesses to make sure that they're eligible to apply for the grant. If to move forward, I would hate for you to get so far in this process and then find out you're not eligible. So that's all I have. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to hand it over to Susu. She can give you a better idea of the work that they've done, but she has been a great partner, and I look forward to her presentation. So, Susu, it's all you.
Great. Let me share this, and maybe you can let us know where people are coming from while I'm setting myself up. Okay. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad to be here. And thank you, Aaron, for inviting me to do the webinars. It is one of our mission to really help businesses, especially local businesses, to grow their business, and especially during this pandemic, that it's important that we focus on our marketing initiatives and pivot as needed. So just a little bit about ourselves. So I'm the owner of Tomo 360. In case you wonder what Tomo means, it means connections in Japanese, although I'm Chinese. And then it's connecting businesses and customers 360 degrees. as you know, it's hard to figure out what name to have your business, to name your business. So that was something that I thought it was unique. We've been around for almost 10 years. So we're in Lowell, and we're a full service marketing agency. We run the whole gamut of services, from website design, social media, search engine optimization, and everything else. I've done a lot of workshops in the past, and I'm just so excited to be here. So I'm gonna go through just the agenda. So there'll be two webinars, right? Today, we're gonna focus on the marketing canvas, which is a marketing plan. And that's a prerequisite for the grants. And we're gonna talk about social media, some of the tools that we use, and just finish up with Q&A. And webinar 2 is going to be on February 4th. And as Erin have mentioned, we're going to talk about operations, website, search engine optimization, some of the other marketing tools like email marketing, test marketing. So there'll be a lot of things. I hope you don't get overwhelmed. It's a lot of information, but if you need any help, any questions, I can help out and answer questions. So the first thing is marketing canvas. If you like, you can follow, download this marketing canvas on our website, tomo360.com/ the marketing canvas. And it gives you a PDF that you can actually type in. So you can follow that, and I'm going to go through that. So this is a marketing canvas that we developed. When I first started my business, I remember going through this whole marketing plan. I did about 5 pages of marketing plan, and it took me forever. It took me months to finish it. So I decided to come up with a marketing plan that it's like a 1-pager, and that you could just kind of use it and come up with something quickly. Because we're all small businesses, we need to be able to be agile, nimble, and be able to move, especially with COVID. You never know what's happening. With now it's 25% capacity, so things change all the time. So as a result, your customers and everything changes, their habits change. So that's why we came up with this one. So what you do is when you have the PDF, you can just type in, the different things. So I'm going to go through that. So the first thing is, we're going to talk about your products or your services, right? So it's right in the middle. So what are you selling, right? And or what kind of services do you provide? So I'm going to take the example of a car wash. And so like I'm providing car wash services, right? So that's the main service, right? The other thing I also do is I also offer, self-service car wash. You can come in and vacuum, you can do details, right? So, name as much as services that you provide. And same thing with products. I'm a restaurant owner. I sell food, right, and services. But what else do you do? Do you do takeout, or maybe you sell products? Your sauces on the side. So put that in. It's pretty self-explanatory. The next one is market segments, right? So here you really need to think about where your customers coming from, like location, right? They're not gonna come from, all the way from New Hampshire to come to do your car wash, right? So it's probably within the vicinity of, I say, 10 miles maybe, right? Neighborhood, right? Where do they live? Are they, if you're Wakefield, do they come from Wilmington to, to come to your car wash or your restaurant, right? And psychological is like, why do they buy from you? What makes you unique? now we have 2 car wash places in Wilmington. It used to be like just one. Now the other one comes in and they offer all you can wash car wash in a monthly subscription. So you need to kind of get into the psyche of like why people come to you, right? Is that because you have better service, you clean cars better? So those are things that you need to think about. And then how do they buy from you? So do they come during break, like lunch breaks or after work, or do they come, later on, do they come on the weekends? Because those are all the different customers, right? Different customer types that you want to capture. And the next thing is market size, right? This is a pretty tricky question because you really don't know. I mean, the market size could be billions of dollars. But what you want to think about is how much can you capture based on where you are, based on your location. Like I said earlier, you're not going to capture everyone, maybe the next few towns, right? Unless you're really good, right? There's like a dumpling place I always go to is in Chinatown, and I will always go there, right? And I'll get out of my way to go there. So, but in reality, what kind of revenue can you generate? And also think about your competition, right? Like I said, now there are 2 car wash places, right? That's a big competition within your immediate location. So, market size, and it can also based on, your revenue, past revenue to kind of project what you think it would be. And then your customer persona, right? Customer persona would be, who are your buyers, right? Who are the people that come in to do business with you? Are they the workers type? Are they professional people? And are they particular industries that they tend to come in? So I think but this can be what your customers are today, but it could be future customers, right? So think about the income level and what their buying habits. When do they come in to visit your business? So think about that, and they also, we have different services, right? There's a DIY car wash, right? People that just like to, wash their cars. When I had my new car, I didn't do an automatic car wash because I didn't want people to scratch my car, right? So so there's like all these different people, whereas other people, they just want to get a car wash every single day because they want it to keep it clean, right? Uh, and there's a psychological thing about why do I want to get a car wash? It's because, I want to look good, my car, it protects my value, right? So these are some of the things that you want to think about. Um, the key benefits, what are the key benefits of your products or services, right? What kind of value do you generate for your customers, right? Let's say if you're a restaurant, you have competition, but why do people come to you? How do you stand out, right? Maybe you have this food, let's say, I take it like vegan food, right? You're specializing in vegan food, or you specialize in organic, farm to table kind of food, right? If you're a gym owner, maybe you have, online classes, or you have special equipment that, other people, other gyms don't have. So think about that. And lastly, the last thing is like features, right? So specialty. What's so special about, what are some of the things that you provide? Like, is that in a good location, right? Are you on the main street where people can, come in, easily? And service level packages, like do you provide different tiers of services, right? There's a basic one, or there are other levels of service levels that people will come to you that you're different, or maybe you have a good budget, right? Good pricing. So think about the things that that make you stand out. Another thing would be like if you have something different, that something different that stands out from your competition. So the next thing is SWOT analysis. This is on the right-hand side of the marketing canvas, right? So when we think about strengths, it's like what's unique about you, right? So it's not just about you, right? It's also about your company, right? Maybe you have certification, special skills, special equipment, or special ingredients, right? It could be, your service company, your technology company, you have technology that's better. You think about, the phones, right? 3 cameras in the new iPhone versus, the same old phone. So those are something unique about you, right? Weakness could be, things that you really can control. It's difficult to compete, right? I always think about, I love doing marketing, but I really don't like doing bookkeeping, right? That's not something I like to do or really good at, right? Opportunities are things that you can take advantage of, right? For example, you don't have a lot of competitors in your area, or you're doing something so unique that people just come to you. I think about Zoom, right? All of a sudden, people can't go to work, and now they're all on Zoom, right? This is like a big opportunity. I think about online, like Amazons of the world, right? There's a great opportunity that you can take advantage of to compete, online. Threats would be something that um, emerging competition, things that you can't really control. For example, the pandemic, COVID, right? Um, Changes in the occupancy, changes in a lot of these things that you really can't control. Maybe a small market demand, or lack of brand recognition, or you have some bad press. So these are some of the things that you want to think about in your marketing plan. So the idea is to focus on what you're good at, featuring the things that are special about you. Having weaknesses is not a bad thing, but I just hire an accountant to help me to reconcile my accounts, right? So it's not a bad thing, and really be able to pivot when there are opportunities out there, and knowing what kind of threats you experience, and we are in a tough situation right now, but always kind of look into what can I do to pivot so then I can get into a better space. So that's a marketing plan. So I'm gonna switch gear into social media. But before we do that, um, we want to talk about online marketing strategy, right? When you think about online marketing, um, these are some of the key components, right? You need to have a website. It's like your virtual storefront. You have to have people be able to search you, right? Be able to Google search and find you, right? Then goes into social media is really like connecting and be able to kind of interact with your customers, your followers in an informal way, right? And then we still do email. I got tons of emails every day. So we are focused on email marketing. And then texting is another strategy because, 90% of people are on the phone, they have phone, they communicate with their mobile phone. So texting is another great strategy. So we're gonna go through all of this in this webinar and the next one. All right, so social media importance. Why do we need social media, right? The truth is that we always check out a new business, right? On the social media, go to the Facebook or Instagram, look for the reviews before we do business with them, right? It's just how we are, right? It comes from, probably buying products, right, online. You always check the reviews, right? You go to Yelp, you go to Amazon, and you want to hear what other people think about the business before you spend the money for them. In fact, 90% of the customers visit their social media before they visit a business. So having a social media presence is so important. I remember, 10 years ago when I started my company, working with our clients, they'll be saying, I don't know if I need social media, I don't think it works, right? Now they say, well, how can we do it? What can we do to get more followers, to get more eyeballs? So it's really changing, and that's a very important strategy. Oops, sorry. Um, so just very general, right? Facebook is a really good way to kind of personalize your brand. It's a great way to research your audience because you can see your followers. It's a great way to build a community. So the Patriots have just announced that they're gonna use the Gillette Stadium for COVID vaccinations. So it's a really good community building, right? And it got a ton of responses. And you can also sell products on Facebook now, Facebook Shop. Instagram is really hot, and it's really a good app to engage with your followers. It's a really good platform for restaurants, for retailers, things that are really graphic, right? And you can also set up shops in Instagram. YouTube is great. Everybody loves to watch video. It's great for health and fitnesses. If you need to do anything to do, right, instructional stuff, educational things. YouTube is really, it's a really great platform. And it's really the number 2 highest search engine besides Google. So I'm gonna kind of focus more on the consumer type of social media profiles. Obviously, there are LinkedIn, there are Twitter, there are TikTok, there are other things. But since we only have an hour, so we're going to just focus on Facebook and Instagram. So in terms of demographics, I mean, Facebook is huge, right? This is like a year ago. So, there's more than 2.3 billion people who are active users. They're on there every day. It's skewed towards women more than men, 74%. Surprisingly, there are a lot of 18 to 29 age group who are on Facebook, tend to be a little bit older, but everybody's on Facebook. So you can't really do around not having a Facebook page, right? And so, what are some of the things that you can post, right? There are a lot of things. You can share stories, attach pictures, you can do polls, ask questions, and live events is very popular. It's a great way to get people to come in, and you can also record it for future. So people, if they miss the live events, they can always come back. Joining Facebook groups, specific ones in your community, it's a good thing, or in your industry. The thing about Facebook is that not everybody is going to be able to see a news feeds. That was changed about a couple of years ago, where Facebook changed the algorithm. So then they, only like 30-40% of people can see. So you would have to do ads, boost ads regularly so that, people can see your feed. It's a good way to tag other people, Facebook pages or other businesses. So let's say if you have a restaurant and you want to highlight your supplier or your farm, and you tag them, so then you get other Facebook followers too to see your page. Creating photo albums like all the pictures that you can, post so then people can see them. You can also turn those pictures into slideshows and kind of like a video. Um, contests and polls, and then we go through that. Those are really good to kind of train people to come in and to join a contest, and it's fun. Behind the scenes, those are always good. Think about humanizing your brand, right? So thinking about let's say your chefs or your wait staff, the owners, those are always good. Whenever we post those things for our clients, they always get a lot of likes, and then you can tag the person who you're highlighting too. So what makes a good Facebook post, right? These are some of the things that you have to have, right? You always want to have an image, a picture or a video. We're all visual. We tend to not look at text. I mean, we gravitate towards pictures, and make sure that you're to the point, and that you keep it simple and straight to the point. You want to have a call to action, which means that what is your goal of your post and where do you want people to go to, right? Usually is go to another page. And know your audience, like what are they interested in? Why do they come to your Facebook page, right? I think about um, knowing that what kind of content will attract them to come in, right? And the way to know is to take a look at how much engagement you get for a certain type of post, right? I mentioned that like behind the scenes, always get a lot of posts, a lot of likes. So maybe focus on some of those things, right? Um, Post at optimal time, right? So when do they come in? And when do you get the most engagement? That's when you want to post. And it really depends on your followers and your analytics. Make sure that you respond to likes and make it interactive. For Facebook, I would only use up to like three hashtags. And then you also want a geo tag, like put your location in, so then people can see where they're coming from, where the post is coming from, and maybe they're in the area. Let's say if you're posting an event, a virtual event, well, I guess event from before, then people can come to your shop. And I always use this 80-20 rule. 80% is really helping, posting fun stuff, community things. And then every once in a while, you want to, promote your products or services. So you don't want to sound like, a salesy all the time. Let's switch gear to Instagram, right? There are over 400 million. I think it's more like 500 million of users now, and tend to be a lot younger. Instagram is just a very popular social media platform now. It's still more women, but it's pretty much 50-50, ages from 18 to 49. So it's a little bit different demographics than Facebook, but I'm sure that a lot of people who are on Facebook are also on Instagram. So some of the tips is hashtags is the name of the game for Instagram. And make sure that you put in the right hashtag. For example, if you want to promote being a local business, you do hashtag shop local or hashtag small business, right? And it's a very visual platform, so you want to make sure that you have very good quality photos, something fun. And then you want to have a certain style of posting, so then you kind of have the same brand. So when they come in, they know what to expect. Instagram stories are very popular. It's you create a story and then it disappears in a day. And again, like using location tags are always good. Um, this is an area where there are a lot of influencers. Influencers are people who have a lot of followers. Think about the celebrities of the world or people in your industry who has like millions of followers. So you want to find them and follow them and hope that they will, repost or reshare your post. Um, some of the strategies also, you can hire influencers to promote your brand. Let's say if you sell clothes, your clothing, you can have influencers to wear your brand of clothes and be able to post them on their accounts. Using contests is a great way. Instagram Reel is pretty new. It started last summer, and it's basically a 15 to 30 seconds of short snippets of videos that you can manipulate and put in special effects. It's really the um, Instagram form of TikTok, right? Because TikTok was getting very popular. And for those of you who don't know, TikTok it's like all snippets of videos, and it's very popular with the kids. But now it's very popular with adults as well. So that's pretty new. That it's good to try out. While it's still at the beginning. So what makes a good Instagram post? So like Facebook, right? You always want to show image, and more so on Instagram, you can show all kinds of memes or video. The thing about Instagram is that people are not going to be able to see your whole post like Facebook. So you want to kind of front load, put all the important things on the top, and and really get people to a good call to actions to show them where they need to go. Um, it's just like Facebook. You need to know what kind of audience you have, what kind of things that they love to see, posting at the times that they will be there. And For Instagram, you can put up to 30 hashtags. I think that I would probably put about 10. But the more hashtags that you post, a lot of people can find you. And again, geotag your business location. That would be helpful. So we talked a little bit about Instagram Reels, and it's a way for Instagram to like help you make it fun, because you can really do a lot of effects to it, and you can kind of manipulate the videos, and it's very informal. So it's a great way for your business to have fun with the followers. All right, so let's talk about content, right? I think a lot of businesses always say, well, I don't know what to post. I mean, I hear over and over again, like, I don't know, what should I post? Or then, some of the business owners are like, they don't really want to be very public. Um, so, um, so the way that I would think about content is, um, it's like, what's happening at your business, what kind of new things are coming in, talk about the community, and really get people to come in and share the content, right? And then asking for reviews. It's a good way to, kind of, people love hearing the reviews, right? And that's going to help you to get other people to do business with you, right? Or to recommend your business. Make sure that you respond to Facebook messaging. This is so important because people are gonna like try to message you, right? Or they're gonna try to call you, right? They're gonna be everywhere. They could be on your website, it could be email, and just make sure that you can answer their questions. In here, there's a public kitchen. It's in Wakefield. I would love to try it out. So they have the automatic messaging, with like standard questions like where you're located, can I see the menu, can I order online? So make sure that that you answer those, right? I had a story, last week I was looking for someone to pave our driveway, right? So I went to the local Wilmington Facebook business page, and then I look at the recommendations. So I found 5 of them. And I narrowed it down to one because he actually have a lot of great pictures on the things that he did, and he gave examples. And then I messaged him, and then he answered me, right? Whereas the other 4, they weren't very, they weren't updating their Facebook pages, their posts. They haven't posted for a while. So that's something that, if you can do that, I mean, you never know when people are coming to your Facebook page. Just make sure that you update consistently. How to differentiate, right? Some of the content that we use, like we'll do like tip of the week. Like, let's say if you have a spa, right, you can talk about, well, it's in the winter time. How do you have skincare? What kind of things will be good for your skin? Talk about behind the scenes. Contest is we'll do a contest for some of our clients, like on the second Wednesday of the month, and they can come in. We'll ask some questions, and then they get a prize if they get it right. Your own pictures versus stock pictures. So in this post, we've been highlighting the staff behind the scenes, and we always get really good traction whenever we do that. And to make sure that your content has your own brand, right? You want to put your logos, you want to have a certain color scheme, the voice, the tone, the way that you write. It needs to be consistent across all the platforms, so then people know what to expect when they come to your social media, and they know that it's genuine. Authenticity is a big thing, right? You want to kind of, you don't want to kind of always promote things, but you want to kind of get into who you are and what's your company like behind the scenes. So contests, right? So this is Instagram contest, right? So it's important to talk about how long is the contest, how can you win, and how do you enter? Age and location, you must be 18, or if it's something that you give away, locally, when you want to mention your location. A lot of times now it's all virtual, right? Or maybe if you give out a gift card, you're gonna mail it, or you can do email, and when you announced it. So those are the contest guidelines. Here's a contest that we're doing for one of our clients. It's called Win It Wednesday. So one Wednesday of the month, we'll ask questions about Greek stuff, right? This is a Greek restaurant. So they'll put the comments in, and then we'll announce the winners, I think after a week, and then we'll mail them a gift card. So now, what happens is, like, every first Wednesday of the month, you're training people to come in and to look for contests. A week before, you're going to announce it and say, hey, it's coming. Make sure that you get it. And then they get $25. It's actually 3 prizes. And then we did another one on putting your selfies. So that was like getting your selfies posted, and then we will vote who's got the best one. And then they get a winner. So it's kind of fun. You get them engaged. They come in, and then they put their their pictures in. We get so much traction since we've been posting for them. So it's one way to get more people in. Make it yours is showing your products, showing your products and services. This Kiko coffees, when they have, when they started with the canned coffee, they highlighted the cold brew. In the middle one is, E for All, where they, ask people to support local businesses by tagging a business that they love. So like, put your images and what you can do for the community is important. Shop local. So this is something that Boston Globe has been just started to highlight local restaurants. So every week they'll highlight 5 restaurants and ask people to support them, right? Make sure that you have hashtags like shop local, hashtag small business support, joining local Facebook groups, and geotag your business location. And then another thing is like supporting other local businesses in your area, so then you can cross promote and help the community. So this is another example, right? So I talked about, Wilmington has a tiny business referrals. It's only open to residents of Wilmington, and people will ask questions all the time. So I don't know, Wakefield has a business referral group, but I'm sure I know that you have a chamber, right? So some of these things is really getting people in your town to support local businesses and do referrals. Boston Businesswomen is another group. There are tons of groups that you can join, and it's a really good way to communicate and work with the community to support local businesses. Make sure that you engage and respond to reviews. If they send you a review, make sure you thank them, retweet them. We share the content and tag businesses in your post, so then you can get more followers, and really come up with content that will make people to engage with you, right? So you can ask questions, it could be something fun, and think about all the different holidays that you can talk about. Social media ads. It's important that you boost your ads once in a while to get all the posts, to get people to see your post. And the thing about Facebook and Instagram ads, unlike Google ads, is that it tends to be less expensive, and you can really target different demographics based on your industry. So there are 8 kinds of paid promotion ads, right? You can simply boost a post. So let's say if you have a post that's really popular, right? Got a lot of engagement. So you can boost the post so that other people can see it. You can promote your page. Let's say if you have a new Facebook page and you want people to come in, you can promote that. You can send people to your website if it's like conversion. And you can also promote local business, right? Promote your business locally by setting a radius of your location by, let's say, 10 miles. You can generate boost events and get more leads by sending creating a landing page, so then people can, let's say you offer something for free, and then in return get their email address. So there are a lot of ways that you can promote an ad. And then you can also define your audience, right? So core audience will be, you promote to your existing base, right? And then when you do that, Facebook will actually find other audiences that are similar to your Facebook followers or your Instagram followers. Or you can do a custom audience, which means that you find the demographics, for example, the age group, or certain behavior, like let's say moms, or and they like to work out, so they can repick those. Or you can build a lookalike audience, and in here then you would upload your email addresses, and then Facebook can go in and find similar audiences that you can target. Here's a Facebook ad that we did for Athenian Corner. So we were trying to get more people to come in to take out. That was during Easter. So what we did was we targeted people who already liked the page, and we target 10 miles within Lowell, the age group of 30 to 65, right? And people who love Greek food. So what we end up was that we reach over 4,000 people. So it means people can see the ad. We got 180 people engaged. That means they came in and click. And so we spent $50 to boost that two ads at the cost of 27 cents per click. And by the time we're done, they were sold out. They were sold out at 3 o'clock for Easter for both weekends. So this is a really good way to kind of get people in to know what's going on and be able to see the ad. And then the following week, which is Mother's Day, they had a good turnout as well. Um, so we're just going to go through it quickly. I know that we're running out of time soon. Video is a great way to better than post because we're all visual, right? If you can do videos, that's even better. So Instagram, 30 seconds, Twitter, 45 seconds. Just keep it, short and sweet, and have fun with it. So it doesn't have to be professionally done. It could be something that, use your phone and upload it. Um, and some of the things that you can use is, you can ask your clients to give you a review. You can interview your staff. You can tell about why you start your company, what's behind, your business announcement. Recipes are great. Doing live events is also awesome because you can save it as a video. How-tos are great. So think about in your business, like what kind of things you can do to have people come in and check out your video. Analytics, right? So you want to know what kind of return on investment you have for social media, because you're thinking, well, I'm posting all these things, right? What do I get, right? So understanding who's coming in, and you can get a really good idea when you look at your audiences, and understand, what kind of posts stick and whether you're doing a good job in increasing your reach. You can also set your analytics to compare your competition in your area and see how you stack against them. And it also tells you when is a good time to post and what kind of posts are popular. Here's the optimal time. This is just kind of in general, right? For Facebook, Wednesday, noon to 3 seems to be a really good time. And then for Instagram, Wednesday is also a good time, but Friday is good as well. So look into your analytics to see when people come in, and that's when you want to schedule to post. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about tools. So when we post, we always use the social holiday calendar. There's a holiday every day. Monday was National Spaghetti Day. Was it yesterday? Tuesday was National Popcorn Day. So you want to put those hashtag in. And then what we do is then we develop a social calendar, a schedule, to kind of think about, what to post and what kind of hashtag. And then we have a link to the, a URL to where we want to point people to. And then we put up the picture. So it's really like understanding, think about ahead of time before you just post. I know a lot of us just kind of post, oh, I'm going to post it today, but think strategically, and plan ahead will make it easier for you. We use Canva. We're big fans of Canva. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do. It's a great way to put graphics in and be able to like put those Facebook banner or Instagram posts. You can also do presentation, brochures, and everything. So it's a great tool. Hootsuite is another way to help you schedule your posts, right? if you don't use a scheduler, Hootsuite it's a really inexpensive platform for you to post things and schedule them and ahead of time. It's $29 a month, so it's very reasonable. Buffer is kind of like Hootsuite. It's just that you can't really see the interaction, whereas Hootsuite will allow you to see everything in one platform, so you can do engagement on Hootsuite. Buffer is more like just a scheduler post. These are some of the free stock photo pictures websites that we use. We like Unsplash, we like Paxos. So Instagram, we used different tools to post on Instagram. Excuse me, because sometimes they don't look good when you post it on Hootsuite. So these are some of the tools we use. I want to make sure that we have enough time for questions, so I'm just gonna kind of stop here, and then we can go through that next time. So should we open up for questions?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and if you have a question, well, I have one right here to kind of kick it off, but it's kind of hard to see everyone on the screen because we have a lot of participants. Is there the raise hand option? I don't see that. So if you want to ask a question, feel free to put it in the chat box or turn on your screen and just say your name and your question. But I do have one to kick it off. Where would they find this social media calendar? Do you have a template?
Yeah, we have template. We use Google Doc. And then if you there's a calendar that you can download. It's called Social Calendar. And we can share that.
Great. And a link to the PDF for this webinar. Tim, I'm assuming you mean the presentation? Tim Foley. We will be sharing, just so everyone knows, we will be sending a follow-up email. Yeah, we will be sending a follow-up email with the presentation, the recording of this event, contact information, and the link for the next event as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Liz, I see you raising your hand. Liz, I'll call on you. Oh, ask to unmute.
Unmute. There we go. Hi. So
Hi.
I'm doing a video purposely because we have been doing videos continuously throughout COVID, and I felt like a total goon in the beginning, but I have to say it has saved our business doing the videos. So if I can suggest that to my other friends, hi guys, on the webinar, that would be great. But I do have a question. We have been doing a lot of Instagram contests linking up with other businesses in the community. And we have all these rules, which I just think I'm supposed to do, but don't know how to follow up on them. So it might be tag 3 friends, make sure they follow, you follow. How do I make, sometimes, I gotta be honest, sometimes I just don't look and I pick. But how can I see, is there a way I can see like who's the most recent follower, or they tagged the friend, but did the friend actually end up following?
Yeah, I think that that's pretty hard to see. But you can probably go into their Instagram account to see if they tag them. I think, yeah. Or you can ask them.
Change how I set up the contest to make it, honestly, to make it easier for me. So,
yes. Yeah, I mean, it is a little hard. Like, so one of the things you can do is like to randomly pick.
Yeah.
Instead of, right. So then you don't have to spend hours of trying to figure out who they tag, right? Or you can ask the people to tell you who they tag and how many people they tag. Yeah, it seems hard.
Most people definitely follow the rules, and most people want to help us, and they think it's fun. So, honestly, 9 times out of 10, it's not a problem. But okay, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Liz. So I have another question in the chat box from Justina. How do you pull up your optimal posting time analytics?
Yeah, it's a Facebook, or like you can go into like Facebook Insights or your in the settings, you can do insights and you can see when people are coming. They're like a chart on when they come in. They'll show you by the date. Does that make sense?
And
On
then she said
Instagram.
for Instagram too.
Yeah, it's insights Instagram.
Okay. Does anyone else have a question? I have this everyone's screens up, so feel free to pop your screen on if you have a question, or unmute yourself. Is that
I have a question.
okay? So we have Roseanne Russell from Move to Joy. She's a yoga studio here in Wakefield.
Hi. So
Hey.
2 questions. You mentioned, well, first of all, the Facebook ads. I've had some Facebook ads experience in the past, and they were disastrous. I didn't get very good turnaround, and I got like really weird likes that didn't seem connected to my business. They seemed actually fake. So it was kind of unsettling to me. Like likes from Florida or Texas that just didn't, like, I was like, where did they come from? So do you recommend a minimum budget though? Like maybe I was being too cheap. And then the second question is, you also said you would recommend 10 hashtags on Instagram and not 30. So I was curious why.
Oh, so the first question is, I think it depends on what geographic location you pick. If you pick the whole US, you're gonna get outside.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, at the
Yeah.
time, I really didn't. I picked a smaller demographic, and it really
Yeah.
felt like, truthfully, it felt like they were placed there. They felt like Facebook had paid for them. But I also wasn't paying a lot of money. So I noticed you said $50 an ad. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, they do recommend at least like $30 a day, right? Um, and I think that maybe doing it, like multiple ads. So you try one, right? Maybe for $30, and then you see how it goes, and then you try another one to see, if you're reaching the right people. It takes 4 days for Facebook to kind of optimize the audience. So, you want to have it longer than a week, at least, a week to do that. And then I would do like something with, like do one with like text, do one with video. I mean, do one with picture and one with video to kind of branch it out. But I mean, there are fake accounts out there. We have good luck in playing around with the audience. So I mean, maybe start with like your core audience first before you do the targeting. And then the second one is, they do recommend 30 hashtags, but I just think it's a lot. I mean, I think that a lot of people say that like 10, 11s are good, but I mean, it's really up to you. I mean, we don't put that many in, but does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think I was just going for like as many as I could find,
Yeah,
but
right.
I do feel that sometimes it is overwhelming, and I don't know if I'm, using the right ones and if they're even effective.
Yeah, right. You want to pick the popular ones, right? And and use your branded one, which is your company's hashtag.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we do have one question, and I want to be mindful. I did put in the chat box too. The Wakefield Linfield Chamber of Commerce are doing a great event at 10 too. So feel free to pop on over there. I put the registration link in the chat box, talking about website and how to attract clients and engage your clients. But we did have a question. Can you talk about what kind of analytics are available on Facebook?
Oh, a whole lot. So you can see how many reach you get. Like it means how many people see your post, impressions, right? Popular post. What are some of the popular posts that get the most engagements? You can see their demographics. You can see optimal times. Just a lot that you can see. And that's why you want to have a Facebook page, because you can really kind of research. Does that make sense? So if you haven't done that, I would highly encourage you to kind of take a look at it.
And I just put a link into that explains the analytics on Facebook in a little more detail. So I know I want to be mindful of people's time. It's 10 o'clock. So I have So to follow up on your question, so I guess I'll go back to the screen. Does anyone here, I see some people popped on their screen, have a question? Raise your hand. No, we're good. Okay. So Liz, it was going back to your $30. Is that per day for 2 weeks? I guess so. Are you suggesting $30 a day for 2 weeks? Was their question?
Yes. So yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Each day. Yes. Per day.
Okay. Thinking of the professional account on Instagram, I have a professional Facebook page. I write ebooks and articles. Is it wise to associate the private Instagram account, or is it better to create a professional one, more focused on selling activity?
It's a question whether you want to have personal page or the business page.
I think just, do you want to associate kind of your private, you know, how with your professional, for more to focus on, you know, more the selling side of it through the professional side?
Yeah, I think I would do the professional, the business page. I'm not sure that's the question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's see, then professional account, I have professional. Better to create. Yes, yeah, I can read. Yeah, it's definitely better that you create a professional one because you have more features to it. The profile is different too, so then you can you know, you can do a lot of things on the professional page.
Any last minute questions? I just, you know, I know, like I said, the chamber has their event, so please feel free to jump over there as well. I'm going to link here for our next one, which is on February 4th at 9 o'clock, the same time, talking about website and search engine optimization. So I'll get that in there while we kind of, you know, close up. If anyone, I don't see any more questions. But Susu, I don't know if you have any kind of last words.
I will email you all the recording and the slides, and we'll also put in a survey. And we look forward to see you on February 4th for the next round of webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good week.